Welcome back to, excuse me, day 31. Hard to believe. So today, tomorrow, and that's it. That is it. It's crazy to think that this, especially in this particular nutty, crazy year of at least of my December daily. So, what are we doing today? So today I'm going to show you what to do when you totally forget to take a picture of like the event of the day. So I had a day where I did a lot of work yesterday to kind of close up 2023 so that I can be ready for 2024. And just when you own any, for any business, you have to do that book close. For me, the big portion that's going to happen when I do my taxes, but there are things that I need to do. Hey, Scrappy Matilda. Thank you. We did actually. So there's that kind of stuff to do. So that took me quite a while. I had things to do, like I needed to get, I like to have a folder of all my December daily pictures every year, and I hadn't done a thing with those since 15th, so I did that. I just did a ton of that kind of work yesterday. And then a few other things around the house, like putting Christmas presents away and that kind of stuff. Hey, Jennifer, Happy New Year to you. So that led me to what anyway, so I was exhausted by the time New Year's Eve happened, and we really had planned a quiet one. The Green Bay Packers football team played the Minnesota Vikings yesterday, which Green Bay, Wisconsin, Minnesota, you can guess that there's probably a fairly decent rivalry there. And there is, and just a whole, and I've lived in both states. So, although I am Wisconsin, really, born and bred. But anyway, so Happy New Year, Cynthia. So we really wanted to, watch the game, but the game was a really good game if you were a Packers fan. Probably not so much if you were a Vikings fan. But I really wanted to be able to like document. I was going to take a picture of the big picture of the TV and us watching and that kind of stuff. We just had pizza, really low key. I was feeling so tired that after the game, I went home and I was in bed by 10:30 last night and slept for 10 and a half hours yesterday. So I think my body's still getting over being sick. Anyway, so this is what you do when you forget to take a picture. You go out and you see if you can find anything on the on a website somewhere. So I actually went to the Green Bay Packers Facebook page and found both of these things. So this Happy New Year with Lambeau Field in the background, and then also the picture of Jordan Love, who's a quarterback, for those of you who don't know that, of the Packers. And so I really liked the way these two things looked. I'm going to do a little bit more trimming of these because that photo is actually 3 inches wide, and I want them to be not quite that wide because I want them to sort of sit in, what do I want to say? I want them to sit on the paper and not take up the whole pocket or look in any way, because they aren't going to take up the whole pocket. That's going to happen sometimes when you do something like this. So I trimmed that up a little bit. I did find, oh, yay, Jennifer. Jennifer finished her December daily this weekend at a crop. And how fun to do a crop. So I've pulled a couple of things here as well. This says Happy New Year. Now I could do that for the page for the first as well, except that my page for the first is going to document my gifts for my clients, which is kind of a traditional thing I do either on the first or I do it as like a bonus page. So I'm thinking I might want to do that here, but I also like this little December favorite thing here. And then I have a little currently enjoying piece there. I've got to get a number on here somewhere as well. And then I was remembering these pieces, and I have 2 whites and a green, and I thought I could make them look sort of like the fireworks. So that's an option. I have other stuff running around in my brain, so we'll see. So I picked this card right away just because it was green and it was kind of like fir branches and pine cones, that kind of stuff. Now, if you live in Wisconsin, Green Bay probably isn't up north, but it's well on the way there in my particular case. So I was kind of toying with doing that card. And then, so I pulled this green stripe, which I don't love with this. The other thing I pulled is this, which is that paper, that craft paper that that I haven't used yet. So yeah, since Cynthia, I I thought about you during the game, actually. So sorry about that. I did say it was a good game unless you were a Vikings fan. So yes, sorry about that. Sorry about my joy today. Well, sort of sorry about my joy today, but poor Cynthia today. We've been there. I think if you know, and Cynthia's going to know this, we have a new quarterback he's been on the team for 3 years, I think, but he's the first year he's leading the team as a quarterback. And so anything good that happens, we're really happy about. Okay. So I'm just going to chop this paper because I think this is the one I'm going to use just to get this in here, and then we'll kind of see what that looks like. There is a lot of sort of like brown or neutral colors over there. I obviously could have done green here. Kind of playing around with how I'm going to do this. Could do that December favorite, or maybe this is where the currently enjoying comes in, because that would work really well. Let's see. I actually kind of like the way that looks. So the first thing I'm going to do is get this one down kind of even. Could always pick that up and drop it to the bottom too, but I think I'll do it this way. Then the reason I wanted to get that down is then I think I'm going to pop this one on the bottom piece of that is going to be on the same level. Okay, sorry guys, thinking, trying to get that on there somewhat evenly, which I managed to do. Okay, then I'm gonna grab my little pokey tool. Cynthia said she just had to turn it off and finish her last book of the year. On to new reading. Yep. Oh, and her word of the year is unhoard her supplies. Okay, so then what I'm going to try to do is get this sort of at the top of that so that it's even-ish with the top of the photo next door. Okay, and Cynthia, I've been there this year. Believe me, the turning the game off. most definitely. My boyfriend is a die-hard Packer fan. God, man. Usually what I do if the game is bad, I come in and I start scrapbooking because it makes the pain a little bit less. Okay, so I'm just going to pop this part way here. And I like to do this when there's this sort of break. The other thing in the card here where there's journaling space, the other thing you can do is put a piece of washi across that too. And I'm going to pull this up, you know, instead of doing it halfway here, I hope you can see that my hand's not totally in the way. I'm going to bring that up so that it doesn't get too much in the way of whatever I'm going to write. So then the last thing we need to do is do a date. So this banner is not going to work. And I'm going to go look for green. A green, maybe that's what I do. I was thinking that maybe I could do this one, like the 31 here. But I also think I might like this in the green, except I don't have a 30. I do on the next sheet though. Maybe. Yeah, I will. I have 1 3 left here. What I think I'm going to do is pop this in this lower corner here. There's the 30. And then I'm going to cheat. And this Ellie Studio 1 has kind of a funny little, it's an L, but the way that looks, it makes a great 31-ish kind of thing. So that's what I'm going to do for that one. So I like the way that looks. I think that is actually successful. And now the question is, and I'm so happy because look at this. I have not used one of these, and I finally used them. Now I will tell you what I'm going to do with this is going to go into my regular stash because all these currently's could actually be used for any other time of the year. So I'm going to hang on to that and put that into my regular stash. Now the last question here is, do I want to add these little firework-like pieces here? So I kind of like that one. It almost needs to go here, and I don't know that I love that there. And then there's this big one that maybe needs to go there. I think it's successful up here. I don't think it's successful in the other two spots. So I'm going to abandon that idea. Or maybe I do just leave it up here. Now that I think about it. I have 2 of them. Oh, actually, I like how that turned out, actually. And I could put them at the top or the bottom. I'm going to put them both at the top here. So that gives that a little bit of dimension, something going on. I do have these little diamonds left. So maybe take one off and see how that looks, because I actually just think it's distracting. Every time I put something over here, I lose the photo. So I'm going to leave it. So that's the page for today. I obviously have some journaling to do there. Now I'm not done though. Hey Krista, Happy New Year to you as well. We'll put these away and then work on something else to poor Cynthia. We don't want to make her look at that too long today, right? All right, so the other thing that I'm going to do is, remember I have that one 3x4 card that's kind of hanging out, and it's the only one that I have where it's loose. So I finished my year in books, and I read 186 books in 2023. I will tell you, I know that's crazy, but I'm a little disappointed. I read very little in December, or much less than I normally would, because I was so sick. I was really hoping to hit 190 when I saw how close I was in November. But really, can I complain about 60,000 pages and 186 books? No, I cannot. So anyway, what I thought I would do then is do one of those pieces where I make the card and then do them back to back, and then sandwich this in between, and then it'll be kind of loose in my book. And I'll put these all in the book so you can see how this is going to go. Not probably a lot of decorating. Now, my question here is, there's a lot of white on here, and maybe I want to actually cut this and put it on a different piece of paper, which I still can do. And I could do, I'm just thinking, do I want to do, I probably don't want to do it on that brown. I'm going to do that. I probably want it to sit on something like that. And I'm playing with what card to use on the back as well, too. Just looking, I have the tree. I still have this big piece of tree paper left. I also, actually, if I really wanted to do this, I could match it back to that card. Actually, let's look at, see how this looks on there. I'm going to cut this down because I don't really like all that white space on here. Let's just get rid of that, since I know I don't care for it. No. And then this is not cut quite evenly, so I'm going to, there'll probably be a little bit of space around the sides, but that's okay with me. So this would sit like this. Yeah, I don't think I want to do that because I'm not going to see that much of this. You won't get the idea that it's that, really. Let's see, I have this green. And just let me get these out of the way for just a second. So that would sit kind of in front there. There's that star green. Now this is the page opposite. I didn't say that today. So I could definitely do this, because we have lots of different greens. I kind of like the idea of doing this one too, because it is a star. So let's do that. That's what I'm going to do. Now we need to narrow this down because this is the journaling. I posted on Facebook this morning because I like to do that, and I picked 15 of my favorite books, but really, and I won't pick a absolute favorite just because that's just crazy when you've read as many books as I did. So I'm just kind of trying to see like what I do like this because it's a house, but there's not really this color appearing anywhere. So I think we'll eliminate this. This is kind of fun because it sort of looks like some sort of library card or something like that, but I think too white. Not that I couldn't change some of that by decorating around that. Then there's this one, which I do kind of, because what'll happen is you're going to see, you'll see it this way really, because this will be on the front and then this will be the back. So I kind of like that, just enough room probably. Let's see, this one. And then I have this one. And you know, I'm going to use the joy card because really, seriously, my favorite word, I haven't used this all season. It's time to get it into the book. now that I think about that. Not even a question. Okay, so then I'm going to do that. Now I have to keep in mind that I need to get this, and this will sit this way. That's hard to see that way. So again, we're going to do my precise cutting method. She says very tongue-in-cheek. That Joy card has been, I've tried to use it a couple of times. I love it. It just wasn't quite working yet. There we go. All right, so we got that on there. I did grab my wood veneer books from Shadney, who is on Etsy. So I could do it here, or I could do it here. And I'm thinking here opposite the Joy. And maybe what I do to get the wood in on the front, I could do like a little star or something. Actually, I was going to say all the books that I recommended this morning, which you can't see in this list. And I don't know that I'm going to even write those down as my favorites, just because there's even more than that. I've got a little heart here too. But there are stars on the other side. Let's see. I think I like that there. Maybe this here, but I'm also thinking I might want some sort of phrase. Hey Barb, Happy New Year to you. So just checking to see if there's anything. The busy season would be true. Okay, so not so much there. I can also delve into other word pieces I have. Favorites, I'm thinking about favorite, but that's a little too long there. So let me grab, there's a puffy here that says this was delicious. That could be mistaken. So good, Twinkle. Let's see, maybe this is a good time to use some of those black and white phrases that I don't use because there's a lot of, that I haven't used much of because there's a lot of that on there. So let me find those guys. Let's see, time to celebrate. That'd be good. The more the merrier. I don't think that's gonna, well, that actually might fit across here, but not with the star. That one I kind of like. Let me see if that, oops. I have to see if that'll, because that's just very tongue-in-cheek and funny. It sounds like something I would do. Can I get that on there if I do this like this? I don't want to put that on there yet. Yeah, it's going to kind of hang off. Okay, let me see if I can find one that works. Another one that works. That time to celebrate is nice. A few of my favorite things. Thankful for this. Christmas nice. Okay, maybe, let me see how time to celebrate looks. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do, is I'll do this one. These wood veneer stars are really thick. I bought them from off of Amazon. That's the word I wanted. And they're so thick. So I always have to really think about it when I'm going to use them because it might not work well. But I think this will be okay. Okay, well, and I did not get this on straight. Oh my goodness. This harkens back to the early days of December when, oh, I don't know, I didn't get titles in properly. There was all sorts of craziness going on there. I was putting wrong dates on things. Okay, time to celebrate. Oh, and I should really, here we go. I'm gonna say I should really get this in. So this is that, where I've cut the Allie Edwards tabs just because they're so thick. Peel that back and then get this in, and then I'll come back and really reinforce the ATG on that part of the card. So that's there. Put a little bit more ATG. Sometimes it's just easier to put it on the card. A little bit more ATG here. And I think I'm going to take this one off. It's just too thick, you guys. I think it's going to cause a problem. Let me find another heart here. Looking for a smaller one like what I had. And this is just my tray of, here's a heart like the other one was. It's my little tray of goodies, wood veneer and others. Okay, I like that a lot better. That one was just so bulky that I think it would have been a problem. Okay, so we got that. And I think that'll be good. I think I'm going to like how that looks. And yay, I finally got to use my Joy card. And this, I'll just date December 31st, but I could do this, you know, at any point. I could do this for tomorrow, all those kinds of things. So let's go get the book, which I don't have too far away today. Oh, and speaking of the book, I want to show you, because I talked about this yesterday. I use my Doodlebug Alpha here, the alphabet soup in the Ladybug, and that's all I'm going to do. I really like the way that looks and how that's going to look when it sits on the shelf, so I'm going to leave it. It will be very plain. Most of my spines are, though. They're just whatever the covering of the spine is, and then numbers. So I'm happy with the way this looks. I'm going to leave it as is. So let's get this. Let me see if I can find where that other one is. You'd think I'd remember. There's that other vellum piece we did. Still, here it is. I always forget. It went with the Hallmark one. So there's that, and it moves around, kind of the same concept. We're just going to do that again here. And then pop that in there. This one in here. Obviously, I have just a little bit of journaling to do there. And then that just lays in there like that. It's a little loose thing, obviously a little different and separate. And I really like the way that looks. Although I'm looking at this. Hold on, so I'm going to take this out. Do I want to flip it so that you see the joy and then the year in books? that way. I almost think this is a little distracting to my eye, even though I'm kind of bearing the lead here. I love this album too, Jennifer. Pretty sure I know what I'm going to be using from now on. And it's not too bad, chunky wise. Here, I'll show you guys. So that's it. Obviously, I have one more day to put in, but it's not that bad. It's not, I have other albums that sit more like that. So this one is pretty good. I also, you know, I did activities, maybe not quite as many. I'm going to change this. Even though I'm kind of bearing the lead, oh, and this is going to be interesting to see how I can get this open, because the oh, I did not realize that there's like a plastic coating on that I didn't even realize. Pretty sure I haven't taken off any of the other ones. Just so you know, you guys, there's a plastic coating over this too, besides the one that you take off for the I just lost my, oh goodness. I just lost the heart. There, grab that. Okay, then we're gonna come back here, open that up, do the same thing that I did over here where I come there, grab, well, let's bring it down just a little bit. You know, I just realized that, oh yeah, you could see it. I didn't know if you could even see that. And then I need to put a little bit of glue on here for that heart. That got a little messed up when I took off the star, but I think it's okay. Okay, so I just did this because I like the way that it looks better, just with the flow of color across these two pages. So that'll sit in there just like that. And then you flip it and you see what it's about. But I'll journal here. Obviously, I need to journal here. Speaking of journaling, I finished my journaling from yesterday about our Christmas, and then added these two hearts because if you haven't seen this, but I added little hearts across all the pages, just added two more there to bring in a little bit more red into this green card. And I really like the way that ended up highlighting those photos. So what's left to do? Tomorrow's page, which is a picture of my clients' gifts or gifts from clients, and that's going to sit nicely in this page. I also have the ending of December here, that my calendar here. I need to fill in just two things here, the 30th and the 31st. So I'll do that before when I do my journaling. And then I have this whole back page. And I think what I'm going to do here is I have some pictures that are still, like this will be bonus page. So I'm going to do like an around the house kind of thing, like pictures of decorations that I've taken. I know like I like to usually get my Christmas card wall in, so I'll do that. And then I also have I have a collection of Santas. I'm going to probably do that. That will be more of a landscape, and then maybe something else. The other thing is I have a Mickey tree topper. So those are where new things are around my house for decorations. And I'm thinking I'm going to put that on the back of this. And that's how I'll make this work, and just do like a 6x8 scrapbook page. And then the other question I still have is, we put in yesterday this page between these two pages. So I have two. And the question is, uh-oh, my Holly Jolly just came off. That Holly Jolly did not want to stay. So let's get that back in there. A little bit of repair here. So my question is, do I want to do another, problem is this keeps flipping out on me. There we go. Another page, and I did think that this could be the place to do it. So I'm not quite sure, still haven't decided about that. So technically, you should see another video tomorrow. And I'm going back and forth on that a little bit. I do have quite a few things to do today. But if I have time later this afternoon and get things completed, I may come back and finish up these last pages. And I'll call it day 32 and then finish the pieces that I have to do. So perhaps creating something more here, and I'm leaning towards doing that. I just don't know what it's going to be because this is so busy. This side's going to be fine, but the other side is so busy. But it could be something as simple as, now that I look at it, I have a piece of holly. So I could do like a smaller, do some sort of smaller doily or doilies and then just do the holly. So that's sort of my thought there. I need to do the page for day 32. There is an actual day 32. It's why I mix my numbers up, is because I'll never find a 32 in a set, but I always go through the first. So I'll do that. We'll do that, and then this is what has to come. So if I don't do that today, you'll probably just see this one and maybe one of these other, and then the other two things will come together. But if you know, not that if the notification bell isn't already on for you, you might want to kind of keep your eye out that might happen. It won't happen definitely for a few hours for sure, because I've got some things, some Christmas stuff to take down. I'm not going to take down all my trees. I'm toying with taking my big tree down or not today, and I'm thinking I may wait to do that until Thursday, but that needs to come down. I also have some Paris stuff that needs to happen still. I still haven't figured out what I'm going to be wearing in Paris. So that's been on my list to do. I'm kind of thinking when I'm packing in the quite near future that will be happening then, and then I'm going to decide. So anyway, all right, you guys, so that's day 31 done. I'll cover this for poor dear Cynthia because I really do like Cynthia and I don't mean to torment her. But that's all done for day 31, and I'll be back either later today or tomorrow with day 32. You guys take care. Have a great day and Happy New Year to all of you. Bye-bye, everybody.